This is the DIY product. It's gonna age this piece. It's like a stain, but it's way more fun, okay? So I'm gonna water it down, I'm gonna wipe it down. It's also, I'm sanding it, wet sanding it at the exact same time. So it's a 2-in-1, 2-in-1. Okay, so water, I'm spraying a little bit down, a little bit of brush. I'm gonna put my dark and decrepit on. I'm gonna wipe. And then I'm sanding it, wet sanding at the exact same time, all in one. Okay. You can get it as heavy as you'd like, depending how heavy you want it. I will definitely make it heavier at the bottom, just because furniture will naturally wear heavier at the bottom. Usually at pieces, maybe around certain areas that never get any touch, whether it be, you can do the lighter areas around the hardware. And I'm just brushing this on. And I'm doing the Decrepit watered down. I'll probably do 2 coats in a couple of spots. I want this piece to almost have like a vintage farmhouse look. I know it's a little bit lighter than what I usually do, but I found a color in the DIY line called Skeleton Key, and I'm pretty well crushing on it, and I pretty well add mint chip to just about anything I can, and I'm in love. So I'm going to do another coat here. I'm going to make that dark and decrepit kind of thicker in areas. I feel like I'm doing the old sponge painting, you know what I mean? And if you want to thin it, guys, go back with water. 1 squirt, okay? This piece was mint chip, equal with the Skeleton Key. And then I made a little bit of a yellow color by taking the vintage linen and putting a drop of Queen Bee in it. So it made me a really soft, buttery yellow. See how that just goes on really light, you guys? I'm going to get down in the creases real good. While I'm doing that, I'm wet sanding it, I'm distressing it. Oh, so good. So good. I had painted the whole piece in vintage linen first. So you can see in spots that if I rub some water where this hardware is, it's going to wear off a little easier. When you spray the water on it, it kind of reactivates the paint. I am loving it. Okay, so the top section. You know I always work in sections. So this is the dark and decrepit, a little bit of dip. Ooh, I did it a little heavier this time. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Do not be scared. Key is working quickly. It's just like the stain. It's just almost like an aging additive. Okay? Two-in-one product when you can wet sand and age it at the same time. Alright. I love it. You? What do you think? I love it. So I switcheroo. Okay, let's work on this side now. I'm loving it. And you could say we can do a wax over it, but here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna use a white wax on top of that. I don't know. I'm excited. So let's review. Here we are and we're finished and the piece is behind me and I'm doing some staging and I've grabbed all of the supplies I use. So you could grab a piece of pen, a pen and a piece of paper, and let's get started at a review. The very first thing I did on this piece was I cleaned it and then covered an entire coat of your vintage linen. Now I used all DIY products from Debbie's Design Diary. It's a yummy, delicious clay and chalk base, 9 ingredients, no VOCs, and it's fantastic. So for the treatments that I like to give, this is a really good paint for what I like to do, which is blend and layer and drip and then blend some more and then drip some more and then sand some more, and it's just good stuff. It's just art. It's just art. So this is vintage linen. It's just a very soft white. I put it over the entire piece, let it dry. Then I took mint chip, and skeleton key, which was the very first time I had ever used it. See skeleton key? It's a gray, but it has a smidge of bluish green in it, and then the mint chip, which is kind of one of my favorites. So I took them and I applied them both in equal amounts in different areas while it was wet, in sections, over the whole piece. Then I took the vintage linen in a little dollop and a little bit of the queen bee, and I mean a drop of this queen bee, and I made this yummy, delicious yellow. Can you see it? Yummy little yellow. And I just wanted like a rustic French farmhouse look for this piece. So those were my 3 colors that I went with. Now, this is where it got fun, and this is where the video picked up, where you saw me squirting something all over this piece. Now, what was it? It's this. It's this. See the little squirt bottle? So I took Hey Sailor, which is this gorgeous blue, and watered it down inside this bottle. All I did was squirt it, drip. Water bottle. Squirt it, like that, and just let it do its thing. Just let it do its thing. Like my bangs, sometimes they do their thing. So just let it do its thing, guys. Whatever you want it. Naturally let it drip. So then we let that dry. You gotta completely let that dry. Don't worry about getting too much blue or too much of no blue here. Don't worry about that. Just let it dry. It'll puddle in certain areas, and that just makes it all the better. Okay? Don't freak out. So then my 2-in-1 is this dark and decrepit product. So I grab this, and this, the brush. So dark and decrepit, it's like a delicious stain that's giving that dark, decrepit look that's just been there for years and years and years and years, okay? So I dip it in there, I spray with water, and I rub it in there, and I let it set in heavier areas, and then I'm going like this, and I'm letting the brown drip, covering the whole piece in this dark and decrepit with the brush. Then adding the water and taking that and just wiping it, just like you would a stain, okay? Just like you would a top coat or a stain of some sort, okay? But let it get a little chunky in little areas like this. Let it get a little bit chunky. Grab your bottle and just let it get in all those creases and then drip naturally. But don't freak out. You can always wipe it off if you don't like it, okay? Once that's dry, you're almost done. We added white wax. That's just to soften it. That's just to give it that cozier look. I don't know what the right word is, but just putting a whitewash over the entire piece is what I did. So this is the white wax from the DIY. It's like butter. I love it. Wax the whole piece, and that's it. Then I'm taking these yummy little pictures back here. Got some art on the wall. I
love how this piece turned out. I hope you do too. And if you have any questions, please message me at shop@theturquoiseiris.com, and hopefully we'll see you in the next tutorial.